COVID-19 deaths, hospitalizations, and cases now are rising rapidly across North Texas, and Tarrant County is seeing some of the most concerning trends.
So there have been 129 deaths reported in Tarrant County since last Tuesday, and more than 20 each day since Friday. The county surpassed 1,000 deaths, with the first fatality reported on March 17th. And those last 129 deaths in the past 7 days account for nearly 13% of the total. Hospitalizations are increasing to a daily pandemic high now of 958. Fox 4's Macy Jenkins live with the latest. Macy.
Well, Heather and Steve, good evening to you. Heather, health officials say part of that increase is due to Thanksgiving gatherings, but it's also due to gatherings amongst friends. And as those numbers increase, hospitals will be pushed towards their limits.
Tarrant County reporting 22 COVID deaths on Monday, marking its fourth consecutive day of more than 20 deaths. The overall death toll in Tarrant County pushed past 1,000 Monday to 1,014. And 1 in 5 hospital beds in Tarrant County is currently being used by a COVID patient.
It's really disheartening.
Dr. Veer COVID works in the ER at both John Peter Smith and Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospitals in Fort Worth.
But there's only so much space in the hospital. There's only so many staff to take care of you when you're in the hospital.
To make up for the lack of staffing, North Texas hospitals have contracted traveling medical staff, and the state has provided medical resources.
If we reach a point where the hospitals are overflowing with patients, then diseases or processes that would normally be handled really easily may end up getting worse because of the fact that there's not enough space in a hospital.
Cook Children's reporting Monday it saw its highest positive case count of the pandemic last week, with 492 COVID cases in just 7 days. There are currently 17 pediatric COVID patients there. Texas Health receives its first doses of the vaccine on Tuesday, with more expected in North Texas as the week progresses. Those vaccines will go towards protecting healthcare staff.
The vaccines are arriving this week. We're excited about that, but we can't let our guard down.
Tarrant County Judge Glenn Whitley warns families against COVID fatigue.
If you're getting together with your family, instead of just wearing the masks outside, wear the masks inside too.
And Dr. Veer says while just knowing a vaccine is on the way gives healthcare workers a morsel of hope, he and his colleagues are still worried looking ahead to Christmas.
I think we are reaching, hopefully, what looks like the end point here. But the important thing is, until we can get a majority of the country vaccinated, until we can achieve herd immunity through vaccination, we still need to be careful.
While the state has contracted healthcare workers, Dr. Veer says there are only so many licensed in the state. He worries that eventually we will not have enough nurses to meet the need of all of those COVID patients. I'll send it back to you, Heather.